A life without a definite purpose is a wheel without an axle. It can roll for a while on flat ground, wobbling forward by accident and momentum. But the first incline reveals the truth. Without a center, the structure cannot bear its own weight. The world will offer you motion, endless opportunities to be busy, responsive, involved, but motion is not meaning. Activity is not destiny. People drift not because they lack energy, but because they lack a single, steady aim around which to organize that energy. A definite purpose is that aim. It is the quiet sentence that brings the day to attention. It is the compass you consult when the weather turns and the path vanishes. Earl Nightingale observed a law so simple it is easy to overlook. We become what we think about. The definite purpose gives your thinking a shape. It is the form into which your attention is poured. Without it, thoughts leak into every groove offered by the loudest voice, the latest headline, the nearest distraction. With it, thoughts become tools, choices become coordinated, habits begin to orbit a center. Purpose is not a speech you give, it is a pattern you live. Ask yourself, without performance or pretense, if you removed every obligation you do not own and every expectation you did not choose, what remains that would still pull you out of bed? What work, done quietly and well, would make you proud in a decade? What contribution would justify the discipline required to produce it? If you cannot answer yet, do not worry. Purpose is not found like a coin. It is forged like a blade, heated, hammered, cooled, and honed by contact with reality. You will be tempted to make your purpose grand and vague. Resist that performance. The world doesn't need grand and vague. It needs specific and faithful. Help people is a slogan. Develop and deliver practical leadership tools that make hard conversations calmer and clearer for a million people is a purpose. Be successful is a wish. Build a profitable design firm that trains small businesses to tell their story visually and employs 10 creatives at fair wages is a purpose. Specificity creates gravity. Gravity pulls action into orbit. A definite purpose is not a cage, it is a path. Paths can turn, but you cannot turn a path you never walk. Commit to a direction. Let reality inform the refinements. The person who waits for absolute certainty never departs. The person who departs with a clear paragraph learns what the map could never teach. Write your purpose in the present tense, as if already true, because your mind responds to present instructions. Place it where your eyes fall each morning. Read it aloud. Your voice is an instrument. Use it to tune your day. Your purpose must survive a Tuesday morning. It must govern. When the inbox arrives, when meetings multiply, when a child is sick, when your mood is low, it must be short enough to remember, strong enough to command, and specific enough to direct action. Use plain words. Remove theater. Keep the poetry in the practice. A model you can adapt. I dedicate the next 10 years to becoming a calm, disciplined builder of craft or domain. I will serve specific people by creating specific value, measured by specific outcomes. I will protect deep work each morning, maintain standards for health and relationships, and review progress weekly in writing. I will say no to specific distractions, and I accept full responsibility for the causes I plant and the effects I reap. Make 3 decisions as you write. 1. Who you will become. Identity precedes performance. 2. Whom you will serve. Purpose is other-centered by nature. 3. How you will measure. Vague purpose breeds vague effort. Attach 3 quarterly goals to your paragraph. Only 3. Too many goals dilute force. Too few invite drift. Let 1 be craft creating value, 1 body energy to execute, and 1 relationships or service, the context in which value matters. Write each goal as an outcome with a deadline, a metric and a daily or weekly practice that advances it. Draft, edit, and publish 12 long-form lessons by June 30th. Write 500 words before 9 a.m. on weekdays. Run 100 miles this quarter. 3 runs per week, minimum 20 miles weekly. Hold 12-1-1s with team members. Schedule 2 per week, Fridays reserved for prep and follow-ups. Blueprints precede buildings. Goals are the blueprints. Practice lays the bricks. If your goals do not prescribe practice, they are wishes. Tie them to time on the calendar. What is not scheduled is aspirational. Napoleon Hill called it a definite chief aim, and he insisted it be written, not merely thought. Benjamin Franklin tracked his virtues in a small book, not to impress others, but to keep his finger on the pulse of his principles. Marcus Aurelius wrote meditations to himself as a man burdened by the largest responsibilities, reminding himself of who he must be. The common pattern is not noise, it is repetition. They etched their aims into their days. The moment you commit to a definite purpose, you enter into an honest contract with cause and effect. Results are not random. They are earned over time by causes practiced with patience. The farmer does not plant and cry over the empty field the next morning. He prepares, plants, waters, protects, waits, and repeats. He expects weather and pests and drought. He designs around them. He refuses to be surprised by reality. He saves his drama for the theater, not the field. Purpose gives you the strength to prefer cause over spectacle. Spectacle is quick and consumes attention. Cause is quiet and compounds. You do not need more adrenaline. You need more alignment. Choose the causes that, repeated, will make your outcomes almost inevitable. Daily focused work on the vital few, weekly reviews that tell the truth, a visible plan, controlled inputs, a body that can carry the day, relationships maintained, money managed, a philosophy enforced. The chain is simple. 1. Thought clarified by purpose. 2. Action coordinated by priority. 3. Habit reinforced by repetition. 4. Character shaped by standards. 5. Outcomes delivered by character meeting circumstance. Break the chain at any link and you confuse yourself. Overcomplicate any link and you stall. A person guided by definite purpose returns to the chain when confused and asks, which link failed? Was thought unclear? Clarify. Was action misdirected? Reorder. Was habit inconsistent? Reduce the ask. Was character compromised? Reinforce standards. Was the outcome unrealistic for the time allotted? Adjust expectations, not purpose. Responsibility is the instrument that lets you tune the chain. It is not self-reproach, it is self-correction. When you miss, diagnose with calm specificity, skill, system, scope, or state. If skill is lacking, schedule practice. If system is broken, redesign steps. If scope is bloated, narrow the unit of work. If state is off, sleep, eat, move, and breathe. Fix causes, not reputations. A definite purpose does not protect you from adversity. It prepares you for it. Under pressure, people without purpose default to noise. They argue about optics. They seek applause. They choose urgent over important. People with purpose return to the paragraph. The sentence on the wall outlasts the storm. A definite purpose with an open gate will soon be stolen. Guard your inputs like a builder chooses materials for a bridge. Do not pour sand into the concrete and then wonder why the span collapses. Your mind conforms to what it consumes, especially in the first and last hours of the day. If you feed it outrage and comparison at dawn, your attention will be fragmented before breakfast. If you feed it planning and study, the day will respect its own structure. Perform a 7-day audit. What are the first 5 inputs you allow each morning? 2. What are the last 5 at night? 3. Which conversations sharpen you and which dull you? Replace low-grade inputs with the simplest possible upgrade. 10 pages of a tested book instead of a half-hour scroll. A 5-minute handwritten plan instead of reactive email. A walk at sunrise instead of a late-night binge. Your brain will protest at first. Comfort is a jealous jailer. Persist. You are not punishing yourself, you are training for a life that needs a strong mind. Design your environment to make the right choice the easy choice. Lay out your tools the night before. Put your phone in another room during deep work. Keep your purpose paragraph visible at eye level. Prep your gym bag and shoes where morning feet will find them. Place your best book open to the next page. Simplify your desk until it invites work. You are not proving willpower. You are designing defaults. Attention leaks through open loops. Close them. Use a simple capture system for tasks. Put everything in one place, review it at set times, and let your calendar become sacred space for outcomes, not just obligations. If you say yes to everything, your purpose becomes a hostage. A clear purpose sharpens a gentle but firm no. You are not rejecting people, you are protecting a mission. Protect solitude, not isolation, but scheduled pockets where you think without an audience. Think on paper. Ask, what is the essential outcome today? What is my smallest faithful step? What is noise disguised as urgency? Solitude is where the clamor drains and the paragraph speaks. Performance rises to meet identity, or sinks to match it. You will never consistently act in conflict with who you believe you are. Therefore, if you wish to elevate performance, elevate identity first. Identity is not personality, it is a set of standards you adopt and prove with behavior. Say quietly, I am the kind of person who keeps promises, especially the ones I make to myself before dawn. Then prove it. Do not argue with your mind. Present it with evidence. Evidence is built in small, repeated acts. A single early block of focused work kept each weekday is heavier than sporadic marathons. A single honest conversation each week compounds into trust. A single daily walk improves state and cognition. Stack evidences until your self-image must update to remain honest. When your old labels arrive, I'm scattered, I always quit, I'm not that type, answer with present tense commitments tethered to action. I protect a 90-minute block before messaging. I make it easy to start and hard to stop. I am becoming the person who does this because I do it now. Identity is not a speech, it is the accumulation of choices under a chosen standard. Viktor Frankl discovered that meaning is the final freedom, the power to choose an attitude and a direction even when circumstances cage the body. If meaning can be chosen there, it can be chosen anywhere. Let your purpose become a meaning you choose daily. When mood declines, return to your constitution. When fear arrives, reduce the step until movement is possible. Courage is often quiet, often small, often practiced in private. Self-respect grows where promises are kept and standards are enforced with compassion. Be firm with your commitments, gentle with your errors, and generous with your effort. The point is not to win every day, but to win the day that is in front of you. A definite purpose lives or dies on the calendar. Translate your paragraph into a daily rhythm you can sustain under normal pressure. Aim for simplicity that survives chaos. A practical cadence. 1. Evening, write 3 outcomes for tomorrow tied to your purpose and goals. Outcomes, not tasks. Draft Act 1 outline. Call 2 customers and capture feedback. Review Q2 hiring plan with metrics. 2. Morning. Read your purpose paragraph aloud. Scan your goals. Start with the first outcome. Begin a 90-minute deep work block. Phone elsewhere. Notifications off. Single window. Single file. When you stall, shrink the step and continue. 3. Midday. Shallow work block. Communications, coordination, logistics. Keep it contained. Avoid bleeding it into the morning. 4. Late afternoon, second deep block if possible, or trainings practice in your craft. 5. Evening, review. What moved? What blocked? What will you change? Reset environment for tomorrow. Weekly, conduct a 1-page review. 1. What did I move that matters? 2. What did I learn? 3. Where did I drift? Why? 4. What will I change next week? Quarterly, revisit the paragraph and goals. Refine language to bite harder. Adjust goals based on data, not mood. If you hit a wall, diagnose the chain. Do not abandon the purpose, adjust the plan. The difference between activity and progress becomes visible on paper. Progress is a series of outcomes, moved. Activity is a series of tasks done. The world will pay you for activity if you let it. Your life will reward you for progress. A definite purpose shapes how you relate to people. It will make you kinder and clearer. Kinder because you are no longer jealous of paths that are not yours. And clearer because you are defending a mission bigger than your mood. Clarity is kindness when expectations matter. Unclear expectations are the soil where resentment grows. Adopt boundaries that protect purpose without theatrics. 1. Office hours for communication. 2. A default no with a clear yes criterion. Does this align with the paragraph? 3. Meetings only with agendas and outcomes. 4. One-to-one S reserved for feedback, development, and decision, not performative updates. 5. Time blocks protected publicly so your culture learns to value depth. Trust compounds when your words match your calendar. Braving, boundaries, reliability, accountability, vault, integrity, non-judgment, generosity becomes practical under purpose. Boundaries exist because a mission exists. Reliability is possible because priorities are visible. Accountability is welcomed because it keeps the mission honest. Integrity is enforced because the paragraph demands it. Belonging replaces fitting in. Fitting in asks you to shrink or perform. Belonging invites you to stand inside your purpose and contribute your best. Build teams around shared direction, not shared drama. Shared direction reduces friction because choices have a shared criterion. Does this move the mission? Lead with grounded confidence, certainty about your standards, humility about your knowledge, openness about your process. Daring leadership is not bluster. It is quiet courage in service of a purpose. Admit error quickly. Correct course quietly. Praise publicly. Protect focus fiercely. A definite purpose converts time from an adversary into an ally. The impatient burn themselves on the short horizon, chasing bursts of recognition and abandoning the compounding practices that create significance. Long-term thinkers send resources forward daily. Skill built, health invested, relationships strengthened, money saved, systems improved. They accept the lag between cause and effect with gratitude, because the lag is where amateurs quit. Compounding is the mathematics of purpose. 1 hour a day for a decade builds a body of work that looks like prodigy from a distance. One honest conversation a week produces a trust network that looks like luck to outsiders. One principle enforced daily becomes reputation, and reputation attracts aligned opportunities. This is not mystical, it is arithmetic. Quiet excellence is the posture of those who trust compounding. They begin on time, practice when unseen, deliver more than promised, and leave traces of order behind them. They do not need to announce their discipline. Its fruits speak. They are unhurried because their yes is clear and their no is gentle. They are exacting because their standards are real. They forgive quickly because resentment is a leak in the container that carries their purpose. Design a 10-year page, one day in your life, a decade from now. Describe the morning, the work, the service, the body, the conversations, the environment, the schedule that reflects your constitution. Then compress it into today's smallest faithful act. Do that act. This is how we fold years into hours without fantasy, by practicing the future in the present. When discouragement comes, and it will remember the scoreboard, lags the practice. Judge progress by your fidelity to causes. The effects will arrive on their own schedule, often all at once to those who mistook your patience for inactivity. There is a serenity that belongs only to those who live under a definite purpose. It is not the serenity of ease. It is the serenity of alignment. Your days may be full, but they are not scattered. The noise persists, but it no longer owns you. You feel the pull to scroll, and you smile. You feel the impulse to impress, and you return to the work. You feel the itch to argue, and you choose the outcome instead. Your life begins to rhyme with your paragraph. Others will ask for your secret. You will tell them the truth. You chose a direction and wrote it down. You turn thought into cause into habit, habit into character. You designed your environment to help you keep your word. You practiced when bored. You refined when blocked. You protected your mornings. You measured outcomes, not optics. You forgave yourself quickly and corrected specifically. You built trust by keeping promises. You said no to many good offers so you could say yes to a few great obligations. You did this not once, but daily. Start where you stand. Write your paragraph tonight. Choose 3 outcomes for tomorrow. Prepare your tools. Place your phone in another room. Wake and read your paragraph aloud. Begin your first block. Move 1 stone, then another, then another. The hill you feared will become a path. The path will become a road. The road will become a way of life. We become what we think about. A definite purpose tells your mind what to think about, your hands what to do, and your days what to become. Choose your purpose. Write it, live it, and let time. Faithful, exacting, generous, multiply your discipline into a life you are grateful to inhabit.